We are live. Welcome to the show. This is Lunch Money. I'm Tim Gosnell, and I'm joined by my co-host and aunt, Melissa Dunn.
Hey there.
Today, we are talking about what's in my wallet.
Ooh, interesting.
What's in my wallet?
What's in your new handy dandy wallet that you really like?
I knew it's probably like a year old.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how
time
new
flies.
it is. Multiple months old. But yes, we're going to talk about that. So anyway, but first, let's visit a bit.
Let's visit.
All right. We've talked a little bit about tipping on the show.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm not against tipping. I was talking to Sarah about this in advance, and she was like, "Don't make it sound like you're against tipping." I'm not against. What I want is systematic change of tipping and what it is. I feel like people should be paid a living wage, and tipping should not be a way of supplementing not paying people what they should.
For a business not
Right.
paying what they should pay.
Right. And so I do tip. I tip generously.
Yeah.
On industries that are paid a server's minimum wage or that historically are tipped. I do not tip at retail establishments,
Yeah.
And to subsidize workers that are not being paid service. That's kind of where I draw the line. Everybody has different. There are like I do tip every once in a while for different things that I normally wouldn't if I have more of a relationship with them, if I go there a whole lot or something like that. But anyway, I found an ingenious way because there's always
It's embarrassing.
you go
not to tip.
somewhere and you pay, and then they tip the screen to you and they say, it's going to ask you a question. A question. It's going to ask you a question. I don't know what the question is, but it's going to ask you one. So I found a way around this awkward social interaction.
Yeah. Okay.
You pay cash.
Okay.
There's no question.
Then there isn't.
It
you're
happened.
right,
It happened
you're
on the
right.
trip. For one reason or another, I needed to pay with cash. I had a couple bucks in my wallet, and I did it. And I was like, wait a second. I don't have to be asked the question. I don't have to say no. I don't have to look like a jerk. So if you're looking for a quick, now it's not practical.
It's not practical.
But the other thing is, the other advantage to using cash is you do spend less. Research shows, study after study shows, when you use cash, you pay less. So
It's more painful.
if you are trying to tighten up your budget, that would be something worthwhile to check out. And
And you skip
conveniently,
that. Like, yeah.
you don't get asked a question.
Like, do you want to tip? Every time I press no tip, I just feel like such a jerk.
You big jerk.
I do.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's a tip there. Next, I was going to talk. This is not brand new. If you guys are paying any attention to the news over the past month or so, there's one big beautiful bill.
Wait, what?
Okay. Apparently, Melissa
I
is
do
not paying attention.
It stresses me out. I do not.
Oh my goodness. Okay. There's a giant bill that the government has been working to pass
Okay.
that has passed. It's called
What is it?
One Big Beautiful Bill. And it's one of those just giant bills that the president wants to pass, and then so every legislator gets to put in their thing. So it's huge. Who knows what else
is
in it?
in
But
it?
there's a lot of things in it. And for us, and the reason that we're talking about today is there's a lot of tax credit incentives, especially for solar and EV electric
Okay.
vehicles that have been removed.
Oh,
Removed.
wait. We're going the
So,
opposite direction.
We personally bought a Tesla, and we bought it before Elon Musk got involved in the government and all that stuff. But we bought it, and you get a full $7,500 tax credit towards the vehicle.
Wow.
So if the vehicle that we got was around $37,000, that brings it down to $30,000. It's almost a 25% reduction in the cost of the vehicle. That's going away.
That's crazy.
I don't know all the specifics. I'm not going to get into all the specifics of it, but if you're like Melissa and you haven't
has
been
no
watching
clue.
the news and you've been thinking, I might buy an electric vehicle,
You've got to take that into account.
now would be the time to look into that, talk to your accountant, talk to a tax professional, make sure you qualify for it, make sure that you guys get it in before all the deadlines.
Okay. Good to know.
Same thing though for solar, because solar, do you know they would give you 30% of the install, and these installs aren't cheap. So if this was a $50,000 install, you would get 15% of that. I'm sorry, $15,000 of that back
Wow.
as a tax credit. There are a bunch of stipulations and things you need to know about it. But again, if you are on the cusp of it, now with cars, I'd be less concerned. You want to do it, but with solar, I know some people who recently had solar installed, and it was months like lead time. And this deadline is only going to increase demand for it. So I would get the ball moving. Now, we don't want to use this as like a reason to go and make unwise financial
Yeah, and
decisions.
get into debt. Yeah.
So take your time. But if it was already on your list of like things you're interested in, it's worth checking
Now's
out.
the time.
All right. So last thing while we're visiting, I have to get my goat.
Okay. Not surprised, but
We haven't done one in a while. So this really gets my goat. And that is you're checking out for something online and you add that thing to your cart. And then that seller adds something else
How dare they?
with that thing. And
Yes,
you have to
automatically you have to
notice it,
remove it.
and you have to remove it. So there's two places I've seen this recently. And here's the thing: every time I do one of these, and I have examples, then I think of more examples, and it really bothers me that I didn't cover them. But the two most recent and common examples I've seen, one is GoDaddy, because I'm a collector of domains. Whenever I check out a GoDaddy, it says we've added a new one to your collection, and it is true. I have hundreds of domains. So I do truly have a collection of problems. So, but when you check out, they automatically sign you up for this premium domain protection.
Yep.
That's like, I don't know, $1 a month but you pay for it all at once. So it's like $12. So it doubles the price of what you're paying, and it's recurring. So you're going to pay for it every time. But the other more practical one, I don't know if you've noticed this, is when you check out online at a retailer for a physical product that they're going to mail to you, they've started auto putting on this like shipping insurance. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. I don't buy a ton.
Yeah, it's a couple dollars. It tends to be like this is not Amazon. This tends to be like independent sellers where it's like, hey, if your item gets lost and doesn't make it to you, then it's totally covered. I'm like, if I buy this and it doesn't make it to me, you better get me another one either. Whether it's the shipping carrier that pays for it or you that pay, I'm not paying for this.
I did notice it on one. Yes.
And it's so...
And I wondered, I was like, why wouldn't I be covered?
Yeah, it's basically you're paying for insurance to cover them because you're gonna get the product. So anyway, again, my golden rule for most of these Get My Goats talking to businesses here is treat others like you'd want to be treated. You know, treat others like a human that you would have to look at and enforce the policies yourself. And those are slimy. When you're trying to
get over on someone like that. And sneak it.
Ask me if I want to add something, sure.
Yeah.
But automatically sign me up and I have to check all, because the GoDaddy checkout, there's like, when it brings you to the next screen, there's like 3 or 4 different things you have to like select or choose or not, but that one's auto selected. So it's real easy to miss. And I work with a lot of people who also have websites who aren't as tech savvy. And I'm sure that they rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars probably a month.
With people not knowing that they...
Having no idea. Having no idea what it is. Having no idea that they're signed up for it. So let's do better businesses. All right. So that's my Get My Go.
All right.
Does that one get your go?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
But then I'm like, I just got to pay attention. Yeah. That's where I go. Yeah. I got to just pay attention.
But what that does for me is it makes me lose trust with the business overall. It's like,
I don't have trust with them anyway.
You're not I like to do business with people that I have trust with. Yeah. And it's unfortunate.
I'm like cynical. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, I did have one more thing I was going to talk about, which is ADD, which is a great transition to ADD. I was reading an article about adult ADD this morning. And then I was preparing my notes and I kept forgetting, like I kept starting one thing and then going back and then being like, oh wait, I got to finish that. I did that 4 or 5 times. So I have adult ADD. I had childhood ADD.
You had childhood
but
ADD.
Didn't know it, wasn't really diagnosed. And so the Unbudget system, which I talk about a lot on here, which is a course, it is a budgeting system that for someone with ADD, because once you set it up, us people with ADD, we're good at, we can hyper focus on something. So you're excited about something, you set it up, then it maintains itself.
Right.
You don't have to track receipts. And so that's why this is the system I've lived by for a couple of years and it just works. And so if you're looking for a budgeting system that you don't have to maintain, that you don't have to focus on every day, every week to make sure you're on track, this is the one for you. Go to timgosnell.com. You can sign up for free. Again, I get nothing out of it. I just was putting together, I was like, this is why this system works for me, is I have ADD and if I had to track receipts and categorize everything, it's just not going to
get done.
It just wouldn't work. Okay. Special thanks to our new subscribers this week. We have Austin Cutler, Reisman Customs, and Brian Houston, all new subscribers. We have more than that. Those are just the public subscribers that I'm able to see. But I do want to catch up. As you may know, we are on a mission to overthrow Dave Ramsey, the Godfather, and his channel. Last week we had 558. This week we are at 557. So solid 5 new
You said
subscribers.
57. You mean 87?
I mean 87. I mean, that's my dyslexia and all my neurodivergence mixing in. And the Ramsey show, you know, they're
went
at
up
1 million
100,000,
something.
yeah.
They went up 10,000, which actually brings me to an interesting point.
10,000.
So I gained about 10%, and he gained, I don't even know what that percentage is, about 10,000.
Is that 1%?
No, I gained about 1%. Never mind. But the point being, economies of scale, and like if you're at my level of subscribers for investing, your growth is not going to be that exciting. $5 instead of 5 subscribers, not very exciting. But as that compounds and as you grow, and when you have that $1 million, and then that week you have a similar percentage, but instead of 5, it's $10,000. That gets exciting. So it's another
and you get
reason.
there through consistency on both ways.
Consistency over time, automation, so you don't have to worry about the muscles to be consistent. So that's that. I was also thinking, as I was getting ready, I had some negative self-talk going on. And I said, who's watching our sad little channel? If you're watching our sad little channel, but
Don't
you know
say
what?
sad little channel.
I know, but I'm going to reframe it for you, the viewer. If you haven't subscribed yet, we're like the band that hasn't gotten famous yet. You could follow and like us while we're still cool. Because when we're sold out, like Dave Ramsey, you know, it's not cool anymore.
No.
You can be like, I followed Tim Gosnell and was listening with Melissa co-hosting back when he had 587 subscribers.
Yep.
You can earn that badge. So thanks to all of our subscribers. All right. What do we got next? I can't see. I can't even like read my notes. We need to respond to comments. We do have one comment.
Okay.
Let's see. This is your.
This is my job, my one and only job. I also have Ally, and I love it. This is Kristen Allen. So she also has Ally. What was that about? Oh, this is just about
the Ally Bank Peru.
I do too, Kristen. and I
Kristen,
love
thanks
it.
for watching the video. I love Ally. Yeah, Melissa has Ally.
I love it.
I have Ally. I just signed up for a new account, which is a business checking account, which is Relay, which I'm excited about because they're real focused on their app and it looks really, really great. It's only business though. So, but that's another bank account that I'm interested. But Kristen, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And then now we're going to move on to today's topic, which is brought to you by a comment. This is by NYJam58. Can you make a video on credit cards you recommend for a family or what's in your wallet style? So we're doing what's in your wallet style.
All right.
So we got my wallet. So I'm going to start. I want to start this off by talking about my wallet, which you alluded to earlier.
Yes.
Because I love this wallet. There's wallets, bags, organization. I love it. And notebooks, you know, all that kind of stuff.
I'm there with you. Yeah.
I love it. So so this is the wallet. It's by Distill. It's distillunion.com. Distill with 1 L, not 2 L's. And I have the bifold Wally. Now, a couple of things. They have a bunch. If you look at this drop down, they have a bunch of different options. I think I have this quick slot one because I was looking at this window ID and I do not have the window ID for sure. So so quick slot. They don't have my color anymore, which is this nice brown. So I don't know if they're just out. They don't even have it listed. So I don't even think they're out of stock. But here's what's cool about it. It's a slim wallet, which I had a cheap slim wallet from Amazon before. It lasted me 5 years. It was basically like half of this. So this is a little bit thicker. But it has these little pull tabs, and you can pull the pull tab, and it pulls up your credit cards. You can comfortably fit. I have 3 or 4 on each side. You can fit more, but then it doesn't become a slim wallet. Then it starts to become a thick wallet. So I just put a couple in there. It works really, really great. Here's a couple of things. It's hard to see. I'm gonna pull. That's why I have the pictures pulled up here. These little tabs that you use to pull up the cards, they have little magnets in them. So the tab always kind of goes back to the wallet. Which is really cool. And then the sleeve that holds the credit cards also has magnets that are a little bit stronger that closes. So when you pull it up, you kind of break apart the magnets, those pop up, and then you push it back down.
I like the satisfying click.
Yeah,
of that.
and then it has a little tap, tap, and then the bifold also has magnets, and that holds together. There's the money clip in the middle, which this is the part I was concerned about because I do like a slim wallet, and this is on the thickest side of a slim wallet. And I was worried that would add too much bulk or anything. You cannot feel it at all once you have a couple cards in there. So it's really, really great. So that is the wallet.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have any sort of AirTag or ID on it?
I don't.
Jared keeps losing his, so we were talking
I don't.
about
So here's my solution to losing it because I was losing mine for a while. It would fall out of my back pocket.
Yeah.
So I put it in my front pocket now with my cell phone. and that has solved it for me.
Jared
so,
would do that. He's very funny.
the reason I don't have an AirTag is an AirTag would add a
That's what
significant
that's
bump
what
to
he
it.
says.
There are some other kind of slimmer AirTag-esque things, but I haven't added those yet because I don't want to. Sarah thinks it needs to be grippier, but I just put it in the front pocket and I have not lost it since. So that's the wallets. Now we're gonna go phase by phase, like section by section through it. So first, I have some cash. I generally keep about $20 to $50 in cash. I got 40 something in there now. I find like there's been a couple times where I don't use this unless I have to use it.
And what's I have to?
I have to use it is you're in New York and there's a pizza place and they only accept cash.
Wow.
Yeah, and Sarah really likes the pizza place. So
She
really,
does. She does
there's
love
a
the
handful of things where and tipping. You know, you're out and you want to tip. So I do keep cash. So to reserve it because it is only for the situations where I have or. Walking around, I give our like nieces and nephews like walking around money, go get some treats or something like that. So I'll do that. I always love doing that. So it is a really nice way to be generous to people quickly rather than having to like, Venmo something. But pizza in New York, it's one of the primary reasons why it's like, I always have to keep cash. So cash is in there. Next, we'll just keep going through the inside. And I blacked out all my stuff because
nice.
in one of
You
my
don't wanna
last
be
credit
doxxed?
card videos, I left.
You were just waving it.
No. I was like, I'm not going to show the back. I'm only going to show the front. And there was 4 numbers on the front, like the 4-number code or 3-number code. And I was like, no big deal. Nobody can do anything with that. And then there was a security guy in the comments. And he's like, no, people can aggregate the information if there was a leak. And I was like, okay, I'm not that worried about it, but I'm like, I mean, I don't think you can. But anyway, so now we're totally blacked out. So we have Sarah's Tesla car key. I keep that in there. It works with the phone app, but that's just in case your phone dies or something. It's just kind of like an emergency just in case. And then my driver's license. So we keep that in there. And then on the other side, see, I would not have known everything that was in my wallet. I don't have that much in my wallet, but I was surprised by a couple. I did not modify this at all, except for this is not my actual prescription card, health insurance card. So I do keep, because I couldn't put tape on it. It was paper. So I didn't want to put tape on it. So this represents my health insurance card. And then a putt-putt, which I have no idea. I wouldn't have, my system would be, I would not have put this in my wallet if it didn't have stuff on it, but I don't know how much it would have on it. And I forgot that it was there. Then a punch card for the candy store at the mall for Bobby. So, all right. So that's all the non-money stuff. All right. So now let's get into the real stuff. So here are our 2 Ally cards. We have more than 2 Ally spending accounts, but these are the primary 2. So typically if I needed something from another account, I would move it into my account through the app and then do this. I have one for me and one for her. Her account is what we do the grocery shopping and the restaurants out of. So when we do that, I'll do this, but then most of the time I'm using mine. I'm holding them up backwards because I couldn't see them, but those are our Ally. And this is a Lowe's credit card. It's different than other cards. I think it can only be used at Lowe's. I don't think it's an actual credit. So it's like a
Why are you carrying that
charge card. I forget what they call it. Because, and this is, I didn't audit this at all. This is just what was in there. When we bought our house a couple years ago and we were renovating, I got the Lowe's account because you save 5%. Okay. And we spent a lot of money. Now, 5% on what we spent probably didn't save us a ton, but it made me at least feel better about it.
Yeah.
And so I bought this, and I don't use it a ton. I use it when I'm at Lowe's, but I probably could get it out of my wallet, but that's kind of on the button. So we'll see if it stays. And then one more pocket, and that's the last pocket. These are my daily driver credit cards. So the debit cards.
One that popped that you were able to pop it out of?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 that do. There's one on each side that does it. There's a red. Well, this is actually a pretty neat innovation when you see it. There's a red side and a brown side, and that helps you know which side. So
your red side.
I always keep the credit cards on the red side, and then I keep the debit cards on the brown side, so I can know without having to pull it up. Oh, that's the wrong side. It's a pretty smart thing. All right, so we have our American Express Gold Card, which this is my business credit card. So I use this for all double tap business stuff.
Do you get rewards, cash back?
Yeah, and this one has, this doesn't, I mean, you can do cash back, but it does triple points on certain categories. So you can choose, so I can choose triple points on advertising. I spend quite a bit on Facebook advertising. So I get triple points back on that. So there's that. Then there is, now these two are personal. This is the Fidelity card, which I have a video reviewing this card. I highly recommend this card. It gives you 2% cash back, and you can automatically roll that into a Fidelity brokerage account or Roth IRA or something like that. All right, my camera does not want to focus. Look up that video if you're interested in that. And then lastly, this card we use for almost everything: gas, any travel stuff, anything that's not a product that I would need an extended warranty for. And then I have an American Express, and we use this exclusively for products that we buy that we want to have an extended warranty for, because this card removed it and this card still has it. And so I exclusively use this for laptops, AirPods, anything that it's like, oh, I would like to be able to redeem wash appliances, washer, dryer, those sorts of things. It'll add a warranty onto it. So that's what's in my wallet. Now my wallet's empty. That's what was in my wallet, because the wallet's now empty. Thanks for tuning in. If you are looking for a way to budget, please check out timgosnell.com and check out the Unbudget. And I'll see you next week here on the channel.